Anyway, another doctor is here to weigh in with their big fucking brain. Now we're gonna be killing all kinds of people. Oh, and they're explaining how it's mostly white privileged people are asking to die. They're well off, highly educated. Oh, so very valuable people. And you don't see this as a problem? Like, what is going on here?
Services for people with mental disorders. All the various things that that bring about socioeconomic vulnerability. Parliament has an obligation to do those two things at the same time. Don't hold individuals' rights hostage to Parliament's failure to promote mental health supports and services, disability supports and services. Do them both. I think that's your responsibility, is to do both at the same time. And to know, and when you're answering back to your constituents, is to be able to tell them that these are not the drivers of m.a.i.d. People who are getting m.a.i.d are actually very, very privileged.
Holy shit. Okay. This is what she's doing? Wow, lady. She Jewish? Just curious, because the way this mental fucking judo move just worked. It's very, So what it sounds like, the context here is, she's defending m.a.i.d in the vein of people are criticizing it because, like, look, you're giving people that are suffering, poor people, sick people, they've got no access to, they're just going to kill themselves. This is going to unduly harm vulnerable people. And she says, no, actually, most of the people doing it are well off and white because they're depressed and miserable, and they'd rather die than live here anymore. Actually, that's what's happening. So it's a good program. Oh, you'll see that right about. It's a 1 minute clip right at about 30 seconds. You'll see what I mean. How she's fucking done this little judo flip here. Grotesque.
Allow, promote supports and services for people with mental disorders. All the various things that bring about socioeconomic vulnerability. Parliament has an obligation to do those two things at the same time. Don't hold individuals' rights hostage to Parliament's failure to promote mental health supports and services, disability supports and services. Do them both. I think that's your responsibility, is to do both at the same time. And to know, and when you're answering back to your constituents, is to be able to tell them that these are not the drivers of m.a.i.d. People who are getting m.a.i.d are actually very, very privileged.
Oh, good.
They're white. They're well off.
They're very privileged. They're white. They're well off. So it's not actually, no, the people that are dying, no, they're white people. You don't need to be, guys, don't worry about m.a.i.d. It's not harming anyone. It's just killing white people. It's good. Can we put this thing in one of those tubes?
Well off. They're highly educated. They're not in institutions. They have families.
They're not in institutions. They have families. They're well off. They're highly educated. They sound like the most valuable people that we have amongst our population. Doctor? This is extremely fucking concerning. That the best people we have are choosing to just rather die than live anymore. They've got the most going for them. They seem to be high achievers. If they can afford to have families and homes and good careers, education's being highly educated. Geez. Seems like they've been let down somewhere, doesn't it? And now you're all too happy to just see them, well, die. There's a lot going on here in this 1 minute clip, isn't there?
Very, very privileged. They're white. They're well off. They're highly educated. They're not in institutions. They have families. So the picture of it is one of privilege. And so it doesn't mean we don't want to look after the people who are vulnerable. Sorry.
Thank you. I just got a couple of minutes left.
Sorry about that.
Ms. Watson, I'd like to turn to you.
Yeah, don't worry. We were just concerned maybe brown people were getting, okay, it's just white people dying? Okay, nobody cares. And I'm sorry. just without comment, I just want to listen to this again, just for no reason.
I just got a couple of minutes
Go
left.
briefer. Sorry about that.
Ms. Watson, I'd like to turn to you. My riding has a very high Indigenous population. Many of the elders are.
Miss Watson, I just want to ask you a question right now. Holy fuck. Coming up next, a man who has jellyfish slime for bones. Thank you, doctor. That's so amazing. Oh my god, you're so amazing. Did I mention that I'm a proud feminist? He's the human slug. The human slug guy.